It is May the 1st, 2022. We're going to do today's coffee talk just a little different than normal, just because it's the first of the month, and it's kind of a particularly significant first of the month. So we'll do our normal thing, we'll set up the day, but I also want to make sure to discuss kind of this month as a whole. And that's one of the top two things that we're monitoring this morning. First and foremost, this weather pattern that we are in, it is a summer's preview. Feels great, looks great, but the showers and storms will be with us. Yeah, there's a lot there. And it's the final countdown before hurricane season. We are now 1 month away from hurricane season, 1 month away from meteorological summer. And no, I am not hyping, for goodness sake, but this is kind of a big step forward, okay? So let's talk all about that. We'll get into all of those things. But first, before we dive in too deep, let's just look outside and see what's doing. Our tower cam perspective. This is a look over at the Kennedy Space Center, and it is gorgeous. Over to Melbourne we go, blue skies. How's about from kind of Cocoa off toward the Merritt Island and the Canaveral National Seashore, looking good there. Downtown, let's look to Winter Park. Are you working? No, Lake Eola's not working. Are any of, okay, the tourist district. I'm like, are any of these inland towers? They were all working like a few seconds ago. Excuse me. Anyway, good times. Let me open this up. Good morning. Oh, that is so good. All right, so we're looking beautiful across the metro area as well. Temperatures look like this. 73 in Orlando, 66 in Wildwood, 64 degrees in the Villages, 69 for us in Daytona Beach. Did have a little bit of fog earlier across Marion County. You can see that's not the case at all, so we are looking good. We are feeling good. First warning live Doppler radar showing a few showers sitting just off of our coastline, but that's not bothering us at all. So at least for now, we are perfect. Where do we go from here? Here's a look at our 12-hour forecast. Quiet this morning, warming temperatures though. 80 degrees by 11 o'clock, 82 by 1 o'clock. I think we'll see a few scattered showers starting to pop up, and then turning to more thunderstorms by 3, 4, 5, continuing right through sunset today, all right? The majority of the rains, by the way, will want to focus out west, just like they did yesterday, okay? 50% chance of rain out west, Polk, Lake, Sumter County, 40% from Marion through Northern Lake into even the metro area, and then off to the east, it's a lower 30% chance of rain. These are afternoon showers and thunder showers, and of course, we can zero in on the timing using our Futurecast model, okay? So let's start things off and get you going through this morning. There's lunchtime, still looking gorgeous. Let me bring this full screen for you. Notice a few showers trying to get going around inland Brevard County here. This is around lunchtime, right? After this, we start to watch those showers marching inland, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6, 7 o'clock with the line of storms up and down I-75, and then by 8, 9 o'clock, it all kind of focuses out that direction. So our pool forecast today, looking great. Where am I going to spend most of my day? Around the pool. I can promise you that. All right, let's say good morning. Jan, good morning to you. Bob, how are you? Jean, good morning to you. Mary Joanne, good morning, good morning. David says, cue the Europe song. It's the final countdown. Beep-o-beep-boo. It's almost the season. No, I can't make that rhyme. Anyway, you get the idea. Good morning to you, Phyllis. Janice, good morning. Nita, hope you're doing well. Barbara says, get me out of this. If you're referring to Coffee Talk, you just have to hit the close button. If you're referring to this weather pattern, you just have to go to the airport and get out because that's the direction we're going. Janice says, stylish blue tie and gray suit. Thank you. You know, it's funny. I haven't worn this tie in probably like 4 or 5 years. I found a bunch of ties I haven't worn in forever, and I'm like, I'll do it. Justin, good morning to you. Clara, good morning to you, lovely. Janice, Marie, good morning, everybody. Debbie says, love the weather. Well, hey, you know what they say? Hope you love the weather because it's the only weather you got, right? All right, good stuff. Jim says, got yesterday pretty wrong. Glad we didn't have any rain. Two things. First off, We got the forecast right in terms of the shower and thunderstorm coverage was going to be west. We got it wrong because we said it was probably going to be metro off to the west, and it was like literally I-75 west. So I would call yesterday a mix. I wouldn't say we blew it. I would say we just didn't get every detail of it right. Okay, we'll do better today. Thanks for calling me out, though. Appreciate it. We try hard. That I can promise you. All right, so let's talk about the forecast today. We know that it's great to head into the pool, but we do need to watch for those showers and those thunder showers, okay? If you're heading out to the area beaches, I think that the rains are going to develop inland, which means that while we may have a few showers around lunchtime, I think that that won't be a big deal. So the beach forecast looks outstanding. Surf conditions running about 2 to 3 feet. Rip current risk is moderate, okay? Charles says, got that snark. You know me, Charles. I'm saucier than an Italian restaurant, baby. And yeah, weather's not 100%. Because I could say that it's going to storm west and you're going to live at the beach and be like, blah, it didn't rain. I didn't say it was going to rain. Anyway, all right, so tides today. High tide this morning, pushing toward a low tide this afternoon, okay? So keep in mind, low tide with rip currents together, bad, okay? Keep that in mind. All right, so today is the first day of May. Let's talk about that just a little bit, okay? First off, today's forecast high puts us at 88 degrees. We're already above average. Cool, that's not crazy. We've already had hot temperatures before. We've been in the 90s 6 times already this year. Notice, though, the average high temperature runs from the mid-80s today, even though we're above average, to the lower 90s by the end of the month. May is the transition. May is the transition, okay? I'm going to say it again. May is the transition from spring to summer in Florida. I know that it's early for the rest of the country, but for us, this is when we make our moves, okay? We have hit triple-digit heat before. Look at that. Highest temperature in the month of May, 102 degrees. These are the 2 big things that I want you to know. First and foremost, tropical systems can form. Big difference. Okay? Also, the rainy season starts. So literally, this is where we put that weather pattern into overdrive. Remember we talk about cold fronts gradually coming to an end? There you go, people. Gradually coming to an end. Yeah. Jenny says, oof, gross, no 102s please this May. Well, I hope not. I hope not. We don't have that in our forecast. But May is the month. We call it moving month, or at least me. I call it moving month, okay? These are the 3 big points I want to point out, though. The temperatures are climbing, tropical systems can form, and the rainy season typically begins, okay? All right, we already are noticing, if we look at our Muggy meter, okay, just take today. Our Muggy meter has the dew point temperatures. The Muggy meter is basically just us trying to be cutesy with the dew point temperature. Taking a weather nerd term and trying to be cutesy with it. Dew point temperature is it's like, what is it technically right now? Let me just check. Dew point temperature right now in Orlando is 68 degrees. All right, so we're comfy. We're on the higher end of comfy, but we're comfy. All right? This week, we transition to humid. It's not quite like summertime, you could get dew point temperatures. Summertime dew point temperatures sit humid. They don't get into comfy. Dew point temperatures sit humid all summer long. They even get into steamy. This week, if we look at our Muggy meter, okay, by Tuesday, Wednesday, those dew point temperatures are going up. All right? And Joanne makes a great point. Make sure to get your ACs serviced before the continuous heat starts. Prevent AC problem during the hot summer. Yes, I always agree with that. And I don't have any stake in an air conditioning company. I'm just telling you the truth. Like from one Floridian to another Floridian. Get those ACs looked at. I know it's, you know, it's $100, $200, whatever it is, but you don't want to be that guy. Okay? All right. So, May is the month that we start to look toward the tropics as well. And just a reminder that we have issued our WESH 2 2022 hurricane season forecast. Okay? May is included in that. Bonnie says we're getting our solar panels Monday. Congratulations. Welcome to the future. I've had mine a couple of years. I love my solar. All right, so May is included in the WESH 2 2022 hurricane season forecast. All right, let's look at the May forecast. First and foremost, there are two features that we are looking at this month. The first one, while most likely is not going to be tropical in nature, we're looking around Mother's Day weekend, the northeastern United States. Okay, there's going to be a storm system. We highlighted it's the October 24th part of the weather pattern. This is the area highlighted for the October 24th part of the weather pattern. Coastal New England back over toward like New York, New Jersey. I don't think that this version of it is going to be tropical at all. I think that that part of the weather pattern, though, early to mid-July and early to mid-September are going to be parts of the weather pattern that we'll have to watch closely. Now, that said, give me 2 seconds because I want to pull up the GFS. Actually, I think... can I do this? Hold on, I want to show it to you. Yeah, give me 2 seconds. Let me pull up the GFS. Let me pull up that map and pressure anomaly. Okay, cool. All right. So when was that? Let's just go back. Stand by. Let me redial this. Okay. So if we look at the forecast graphic, then okay. So left box. Okay. All right. So Mother's Day weekend, May 6th, 7th, and 8th. We're watching northeastern United States for the October 24th storm system. Northeastern United States, May 6th, 7th, and 8th. Okay? Here's the raw GFS. Top right corner is where you're looking for the time. 6th, 7th, and 8th. Storm system. Whoa! What's that? 7th. That's May 7th. So, that storm system was forecast to be exactly where and when 2 months ago. What? I can tell you right now, that to me is an indicator for this year's hurricane season. Okay? For what it's worth. Interesting as it may be, I just want to, you know, for what it's worth, that storm system, that area of low pressure, probably not going to be tropical this cycle, but you see it there. You see it there. May 7th. When did we have it on the calendar? Yep, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Okay? We've got something else on the calendar. That's the 16th and the 17th. The November 6th storm system for Florida. We also lovingly called that one the Floreaster, okay? These were the coastal areas that we highlighted for that, and I would say that the bigger version of that, I think, will probably be late July, but mid-May, we're obviously, that's a possibility, mid-May, and we know that mid-May is the 16th and the 17th, okay? Now, does that show up on the model data? If we bring up the model, again, this is just raw GFS. It doesn't quite go out that far. But I can tell you right now, that I'm going to be watching the Gulf of Mexico. It's not really showing up now. If we were to look at the ensembles, stand by. Yeah, they're not really pinging anything there. What about the European ensembles? Yeah, they're not really pinging anything. We'll see. We'll see. Again, we'll see. But you did see that, right? Like you did see that northeastern storm system timing out exactly where and when, exactly where and when. Yeah. So for anybody that has any family or friends in the northeastern United States, I know that this is wild. I know that this is wild. Okay, but tell them this. If we go to pressure normalized anomaly, we'll switch back over to straight GFS. Tell them that this storm system right there, that big one that's going to roll off the coastline Saturday of next week, that storm system, tell them that is an indicator of hurricane season. It'll blow their minds. I know it will. Okay, but you know, and if they ask, well, when could that be a thing for us tropically? Here's what you tell them. You tell them, well, according to the LRC, early to mid-July and early to mid-September. Those are the time frames where you'll have to watch. Isn't that wild? I'm still amazed at that stuff. I'm still amazed at that stuff. You'll never get me to stop being amazed at it, okay? Now, if you're new to this, if you're new and you're like, what is this dude talking about? You can't forecast months ahead of time. Ish. You actually can. This is called pattern recognition. This is called teleconnections. This is using a forecasting technique called the LRC, the long range cycling is one way to think of it. The true name is the Lezak recurring cycle. Gary Lezak is a chief meteorologist in Kansas City, and he kind of discovered this and learned that this was studied years and years and years ago, but really got keyed in recent times. Okay, so the way that it works, pretty simple when you think about it. A yearly weather pattern sets up. So you look at October and November and find bigger players in that window. And then you see how long it takes for them to recycle over and over and over. So for us, the big players are these storm systems. These 5 storm systems are the big players in our overall pattern, okay? So what we do, Jenny says they'll ask if I've been drinking. Well, maybe not. But what these patterns do is they recycle over and over and over again, and that gives us the chance to put out our hurricane forecast. Now, the hot spots for the year, Florida's the number 1 hotspot, followed by coastal Carolina, but there are other areas of interest, Texas, Louisiana, and then the northeastern United States, okay? But it's crazy to think that you're able to zero in on that and then literally put out a calendar like this. That's crazy, right? It's what it is. Yeah. Janice says the LRC rocks. I think it does. Again, you know, you have to understand its strengths, its weaknesses. You have to understand its limitations. But here we are on the first day of May, which, by the way, Chris Pierce, I need an audit for my long range forecasting up to this point. Have I seen Chris's name in here this morning? I don't know that I have. I need an audit though. But yeah, now that we're into May, those are the little focal points that we're looking at. All right? Okay, people? 6 minutes until the cut-in. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions about anything? Have a great day, Eric, and a nice pool party with your family. Nancy, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Janice says, everything has strengths and weakness. Me too, absolutely. Bruce says, haven't seen him. Yeah, I'll have to message him, and he's the keeper of all of my information, so I need the audit. I need the audit. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Audra. Kenneth, good morning. Look at you, always the gentleman. All right, so those are the features that we're watching, okay? Carolyn says the October 24th storm came up the coast. The low forecast to hit the Northeast next weekend comes across the country. Does the different paths support the LRC? Yes, that's actually a really great question. So think of it like this. Where they emanate isn't necessarily as important as where they go. The LRC more dictates the pathways. Great question. And the way that I really learned this was Hurricane Charlie, okay? Charlie, southwest coast of Florida. It had shown up in previous cycles, okay? Charlie happens, and then one cycle after Charlie was Jeanne. Opposite coastline, but if you look, they kind of found their pathways. So if you notice, that's a great question. If you notice here, where does the storm system really catch on, okay? Where does the storm system, once it finds that energy, that pathway, right? Once it, boop, right there. Once it gets into that pathway, that's where it really finds its energy. So that's, I've discovered, that's the way the LRC works. That's why it will never be an exact science, but it will give you the idea of those pathways. And it's those pathways that, that really help. Okay? David says guidance, not gospel. And what a guidance it is through audit or not. Might not be 100%, but close enough. Look, I like the data just to understand. But, you know, at the end of the day, last year's hurricane season, we did like 75% accuracy. That is insanity. Right? Seriously. It's wild. Just wild. All right? All right, listen, we have 3 minutes and a half until the Today Show cut-in, so we could talk hurricanes all day long, and we'll certainly talk more about it over the coming season and on Coffee Talk tomorrow morning. But for today, let's just reiterate, 50-50 shot of seeing showers and thunder showers. A little bit of a lower rain chance for your Monday, then rising rain chances again Tuesday, Wednesday. Notice the heat building, people. Whoa. Good gravy, mid-90s by late this week. Yeah. So, May 1st, hurricane season right around the corner. Heat, humidity right around the corner. We'll be tracking it all for you. Good times. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I will see you on TV in a couple of minutes. And, of course, for Coffee Talk tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. We'll yenter it on about something else. Bye, guys and gals. Take care.